Okay, hello everyone. This is Mariusz Monczak, doctor in arts. I'm in beautiful Lake Ontario, traveling around the world these days, playing concerts. And you see above my head here, that is moon, and we have a sun coming up. So I was thinking that it would be actually nice to be in the environment, in the that's what our ancestors could actually see, be inspired by stars, by moon, by sun, by water, earth, and then I think that's we're gonna be missing in the space a lot, because we are built. Our evolution is from on this planet, and I think it would be really challenging for us to change this environment. I think we'll be longing for it. So I just want to maybe my point some questions, something points from an artist's point of view, because I'm an artist, I'm a violinist. Professor Zende always calls me a conductor, but I'm a violinist, a concert violinist more. I can conduct, yes, but this is my beloved instrument. It's a violin, and also I will talk about this as a thing that will actually kind of a microcosmos of the whole civilization that is also in this violin. So maybe I will start with Johann Sebastian Bach Adagio from Sonata by Bach. Just few seconds. So just to put you in the mood that I am always all day long, And so it continues like this, you master of all masters. So, my kind of improvised, mostly improvised speech today, because the question is, do we need art do we need music on Mars, or do we need music and arts in space? And the question, I don't know. Frankly speaking, I don't know, because it has never been done before. In a way, we have really been out. Let's say we went to the moon more than 50 years ago. We're struggling nowadays to go to the moon, to Mars. But I'm very hopeful that we can actually go to the stars. We can go out there and establish colonies. And I think when you establish colonies where, let's say, 100 people will live or 1,000 people will live, then I think people will start to also form communities that they will first resemble what what they remember back on the planet Earth, and maybe new generations will, let's say, the people will be born on those in those colonies. They will have no memories of the planet Earth. They will start create their own arts in a way that will resemble what is happening around them and what's happening in them and around them. So, because art in itself, it's always on this planet. It's about what is going on inside our heads, our soul, our hearts, and kind of a relation to the what's happening outside us, and also this kind of always, let's say, if you are going through some kind of trauma, or we're going through some kind of uphill, or we see something beautiful, it's always kind of again we want to express that. Let's say a few days ago, I was playing in New York at Carnegie Hall concert, and we were commemorating 1,000 years of the first Polish king. It was Bolesław the Brave, 1025. So there was a new piece written for that occasion, for choir, string orchestra, soloist, So we were kind of commemorating something that happened, let's say, 1,000 years ago, right? And how actually what happened 1,000 years ago relates to our times for now. So I think also in those colonies, when we will establish finally colonies on other planets or moons, or maybe even floating in space, we will also reflect with arts what their own history or their own experiences. And I think it would be quite different what we have being now on the planet Earth, because the people who would live there, they will have different experiences. And we cannot even imagine what they're going to go through. I mean, we can try, but I think it's just impossible. We can try to recreate some kind of little things that they can go through, but I think that's what also maybe could also enrich our civilization. Also, those new colonies, that they will also bring something back from the space. Not only science and some minerals or knowledge, but also arts. I mean, also new pieces of art. So even you see how changing is this beautiful view on the Lake Ontario. So we have some birds. We have Lake Ontario that was, let's say, made 15,000 years ago by iceberg. We have clouds. We have a beautiful sunset. And, we breathe the air, and then I can play violin. I can actually hear it's a gravitation. So this is all what we live and been experiencing for millions of years in a way. And as, Homo sapiens, maybe before that. And then imagine you don't have anything of this. Maybe only sun is the same, but you will also see differently, because on a different planet it looks different. So you will relate to that differently. And I remember last year I was kind of focusing also of the arts, and then my speech, arts and well-being of people. And I think that kind of that people, let's say, they'll be out there. I mean, in many times in dangerous places for them to survive, they will experience a lot of traumatic experiences. So they will lose some members. They will try to survive. Maybe there will be some problems, technical problems, or anything. I mean, anything can happen. But then arts can also calm them down. I mean, especially making music, can also make groups more coherent. That's why I was kind of pushing this idea about compulsory learning for the astronauts, or how you call it, Martianauts. I don't know. I can call it the people who go out there, that they will actually learn an instrument, or learn an instrument that we have here, but they could maybe, and then they will maybe have some kind of let's say, get together on those places and playing music. Not only, let's say, passively, because passively for me it's like listening to music, that's passive. But when you make music, you make sounds. When you make sounds, you actually expressing what you feel inside, and then you kind of put this in a perspective of the group and how the people relate to that. So I think arts are extremely important for human beings to be, well, to be sane, because I think the thing that very often we read in science fiction novels or movies, that people who go out there, they go just bazooka, they go insane, or something happens. So this is something that they will also experience a lot of pressure on their psyche. They would not feel normal because of the gravitational stuff, or some radiation. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. But so they will feel a little bit maybe sick and not well. That was happening also with astronauts who are orbiting the planet Earth. And then, maybe arts could also help them to survive. If you go to our species, how we have evolved on this planet, and then the first, what we can actually see, those paintings, let's say 50,000 years ago, 45,000 in caves, people were describing their environment, some hunting, some kind of spiritual, talking to deities, asking for rain, whatever. And I think that's also this magic art as magic also has a lot of influence on us as humans. So what I'm saying is just like if we talk about explorations, we should not forget about arts. We should not forget about not only music, but painting, poetry, movie making, sculpture, something that actually people can, what they have inside and can project. And also I think because even if you're going to the ancient Greece, right? Ancient Greece, which was one of the the whole European societies, kind of we are based or we have roots to the ancient Greeks and even to even further in back. But let's say concentrate on the Greek society. What I have learned that they were actually preoccupied very much about this ideal person, ideal citizen. How to make an ideal citizen that will be useful for the society and will be. So they were saying that there are two things that had this to bring for the youngsters, for the young people, to teach them gymnastics, so they will be robust, they will have lots of energy, and also music, and also other subjects. But those two, music and gymnastics, because I then said if you're doing too much gymnastics, you get too aggressive people. When you have too much music, you get, let's say, too much feminine or too much kind of not up to point. So what I'm saying is just this also. People who we would send them to the space. They have to be, let's say, the best of the best, and also they be kind of they should do a lot of things that are extremely important for their survival. But I think this also will go in waves. Yeah, the first pioneers, a little bit like exploration of continents or. First pioneers, then you have small colonies, you have bigger colonies, and maybe then you have more and more. But it will take maybe hundreds or thousands of years. Even now, we have those people saying how we're gonna get to the nearest planets, and it's a challenge, right? But from my perspective, I think. We need music. We need music in space. We need to people who are making music, and also like to feel better, to feel more connected. Because I think there would be lonely out there, right? Imagine. I remember I went to Professor Rezende, his Mars habitat in Brazil. Thank you again for inviting me there. And we were even calling myself as the first violinist on Mars, because we're taking some pictures, me playing, in a uniform violin. And then, frankly, and I was, posting this on my social media, and people say, well, yeah, but what about you didn't get any gloves, because, I was playing a violin all covered up, but my hands were out there, So, and I was joking, yeah, well, sorry about this inconvenience. But and then of course there's this kind of habitats are very, very important to kind of simulate some kind of what we're gonna happen out there, but they are very limited in scope in a way. They're very limited. It's about like in my profession, for example, as a concert violinist, you can practice at home, you can take lessons, whatever you want to do, but it's actually on stage. Then it's a real challenge. When you're on stage, when you perform, that's what you have learned. How did you learn? What your talent you have? What your communication you have? It's the same thing, I think, with building societies out there. I think there will be very many misses. Let's say we will send people, they will disappear, or we send people, so we have no other options, or we'll be sending some probes, right? What's happening now, because it's cheaper, it's less hassle. But I think as humans, we need to be bold and to have new frontiers. And the music arts are a part of our psyche. And I think the only maybe problem is that maybe not we are not, because we are preoccupied with our day-to-day projects, and not many people thinking about what's happened 100 years or 500 years or 1,000 years. But definitely arts are a part of our society, especially what was happening, let's say, during the pandemic, right? When different countries were different ways of let's say, locking people up in their houses or their apartments. They couldn't go out. So people started to actually play more music, connect to listening to music, listening to other stuff. So what I'm saying is just those guys who will be out there, they will be also isolated. They will feel isolated. They will also have some struggles inside them. And the music will, if they can make music, they will help them to overcome those challenges. And I'm telling you something also from my own experience. You see, when I'm traveling around the world, I was this year I was 5 continents. I was playing concerts. What actually you meet a lot of people, and also random people. I have this kind of tendency also to, when I, let's say, I was on the train yesterday from central Toronto to the suburbs. I turned to a lady and we start to talk. And because I kind of try to have the small talks, ask people whatever, and because you learn about different people. And what I'm trying to say here is that, and I actually can sense with my experience, if somebody has been playing music or has learned music in their childhood or not, or what kind of instrument he and how many years even. And I can even, when I have a conversation with the person, the pitch he's saying, the words he's describing, I can tell what kind of music he's listening. I mean, of course, give and take, right? I'm just not scientifically proven. But what I'm saying is just that the music actually influences people's view on the world, influences how they see the world. If they see the beauty, or how they can handle their own problems, kind of handle also opportunities, how they can handle their close relationships with other people, with their families, with their co-workers, with the societies. And I think music has been around for millions of years. Even how the birds communicate, how we communicate, how chimpanzees, they have the first instrument. Let's say they have like a big branch, and they bang on another branch, and they make noise, so they communicate on big distances between themselves. And then those calls of distress, very important, calls of distress, calls of joy, calls of mating. I'm married, so I'm not using this as a tool of seducing women, but these days. But when I was much younger, actually music, it's a very powerful tool of getting women interested in you. I mean, because they see someone who's playing well or playing for them. Well, this is also music. It's a seductive also thing. So we also have to think about what's going to happen with those people up there. If there will be 1,000 people, they will reproduce. How make sure that they actually do it? They will have time to do it, and they will have a will to do it, right? So anyway, it's I'm improvising this. Professor Zender invited me very recently to this conference. But I'm very happy to be here. And you see the world is changing. It's never the same. The nature is changing, and I just was thinking, what should I do? It be in my hotel room or here, and see this beautiful planet Earth. And that's also what I'm saying, is just that artists also try to see beauty in the world, try to see the harmony, and maybe sometimes when you go too scientific, so you want to count everything, you want to be sure what's happening. Maybe also you're missing what's happening around in the cosmos itself, because what we can experience beauty because of our senses, but at the same time we need to kind of learn how to experience beauty. So anyway, this is my take as an artist, and maybe I'm going to finish again with a little bit of Bach, which is also a cosmic stuff, fast presto. Oh, you see, even my bow fell because my hands was freezing. So just a moment, one more time. So like this. Okay. Thank you so much. Any questions, or Professor Zenda, you want to elaborate on something?
Adriano, you are welcome.
No, it's I can only say that I agree 100%, 200% everything you said. Music is my life too. I'm not a professional, but I play jazz. I have a quartet, and I'm very, very much. Well, I think that music is something that nurture our soul, and the more I get older, the more I understand how music is precious, a precious component of my life. I couldn't do without. So in my life now, I am retired now from my professional work, and I have two passions. One is philosophy, space philosophy, and the other one is music. So, yeah, I am asking you because I have my guitar here. Do
Oh,
you do you know a song called Blue Bossa?
Blue Bossa.
Blue
Can
Bossa
you play?
is
Can
a
you play?
jazz standard.
Okay.
You,
Yes.
you
Well,
can if you
yeah,
can play it,
well,
I can
if we
I
can
can.
place, maybe on some conference we can do Blue Bossa, with you and me, instead of
Adriano wants to
rambling.
play
We
together.
can.
Adriano,
Yeah.
please, Adriano, please.
We can play it now. I mean, we can
Please
play it
do. Please
now.
do. Please play this what you want to
You
play.
play you play the melody, and I make the chords.
Okay. Well, you see, what's the melody? Because I mean, I'm not playing jazz. I'm a more classical musician. But if I have music, I can do it. But
Yes.
we don't hear you. I think it's about
The configuration.
the
Maybe there
configuration
is
of
a
the, because
latency.
what's happening actually when you don't have this configuration, Zoom actually cuts the. It's very
Yeah.
funny. It cuts
Get your audio,
the
Adriano.
violin,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
any instrument.
Zoom is not the best for sharing music playing
Yeah,
in
yeah, but
real
you need to
time.
have a different. But Professor, we can do it later. We can do it maybe through Rosenda. We can connect. Are you from Italy? Where do you live?
From
I mean,
Italy. From Italy. Yes,
I love
northern
Italy.
Italy.
Italy is. You guys invent. You have perfected this instrument. Also, I forget
Yes,
about
yes,
this.
yes.
Those
Definitely.
guys, Amati, Stradivari, Guarneri. This is actually, it's not the Stradivari, but it's the shape of Stradivari. It was made in Cremona. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful, beautiful instrument. And also,
Wow.
this is, it's been kind of perfected for centuries, right? There's this shape.
Yes, yes.
There's this, and this is
Stradivari is the
incredible
most.
how powerful this music, this instrument is, and also how simple it is, in
Yeah.
itself. It's just a box of wood by itself, but it can make, because of closeness to your heart and to your chin, to your bones, you can actually express a lot. But guitar also is great. This greatest violinist of all time, Niccolo Paganini. He was a guitarist and violinist,
Yes.
virtuoso. So I love Italy. I've been to Italy many, many times, and I play concerts there. And I think this is also, you guys have there's so much culture there from thousands of years ago. So, and also, building societies is kind of, you cannot build a good society without arts, right? Like a right society, like the,
Definitely. Definitely.
I think and then that's why I'm thinking that we should maybe push also with this agenda, like that no, don't forget about arts on Mars. Just let's also think about this. It's not only collecting samples and sending back to Earth, or just surviving. But art in itself, there's just like you say, a cherry on the cake or something. But I think it's more than that. We need to kind of balance everything in our lives.
I hope we can meet someday, maybe, and
Great.
make a jam session together,
Yeah, of course.
making
Wonderful.
jazz and classic music. I
Yes,
used
I can play. I love to. I love all the genre.
some years ago, I used to play with a classic musician. She was a flute player.
Right.
So we made a fusion between jazz and classic, and it was
Okay.
wonderful. We had a double bass player with us, and it
Ah,
was Very great
So you are
experience.
an active guy. Okay, very good. Listen, guys, I have to be running because I have 3 rehearsals today, all music and
Okay,
wonderful.
great.
So nice meeting you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Be well and see you next time. Bye bye. Thanks. Thank you.
Next
Thank you for
time.
the invitation. Bye bye.
Ad astra.